Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Kelvin, your host of Juiciest, the podcast.
And I'm your co-host, Miss Deanna. What's up, y'all?
How everybody doing today? Deanna, how you feel?
Pretty good.
Good. Okay, well, we back for another episode of Juiciest, the podcast. And today we have another good title. And I'm pretty sure we're going to have another amazing episode. So you ready for today's title?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. The prettier she is, the less likely she's approached.
Oh, man.
Okay, all right. The prettier she is, the less likely she's approached. What you think about that?
I agree with it 50-50.
Okay, all right. Well, let's see how everybody else felt about it. Let's see how our viewership, how they felt about it. And as you all know, we always have a clip to support what we're talking about. And once again, but today's clip is from a male perspective. So, right, okay. So we got a male perspective this time. So we're going to see how this play out. You ready?
Yes.
All right, here we go. We're going to start it up. I'm going to open it up like this. Why do you think men hesitate to approach beautiful women?
Actually, I was in the grocery store today.
Okay.
And this guy had approached me, but he was like, he didn't want to approach me at first. He was like, I thought you was mean.
Okay. I mean, were you looking a certain type of way? Did you have a frown on your face, or what made him have that that thought process?
I was just matter of fact of what I was doing.
Okay.
You know, I had been out since 9 o'clock this morning. I had a job interview and was filling out paperwork and taking physicals and stuff. Then I went to one grocery store before I even got to the second one, before I even came home. So I'm like, you get in the grocery store. I've been out since 9 o'clock this morning. I'm just trying to go in and get what I need to get. So I'm just, zipping through the store. I know exactly what I'm going to get.
Right. Okay. So with that being, with you saying that, how did that make you feel when he stated he thought you was mean, or you looked at me?
It didn't make me feel no type of way, because when he approached me and I was like, hey, how you doing? And I smiled, and he was like, I thought you was gonna be mean. I said, see, I'm not. And we talked for a little while, and he laughed or whatever. I was like, never judge a book by its cover. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And he was like, wow, you're a really nice person. And that's what I just told him. I was like, don't think everybody mean. Sometimes you just have to speak. No one's on my radar. I just came here to get what I was getting. So I would appear to not be social. I'm just, zoomed in on what I'm trying to get.
Right.
But if a person stopped me and asked me something, I'm not dismissing them or brushing them off or not even responding to them like they're not there.
But sometimes I think fear, sometimes it's like fear of rejection, because most men may assume that you're taken, or you're high maintenance, or you uninterested, so they hesitate to kind of shoot their shot.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Okay, but when you assume, that's not being direct.
That's true.
So you could potentially miss out on having a good partner, friendship, or whatever with somebody because you assume something, and a person be right there in your face, and all you got to do is ask.
Right. Absolutely.
But if the woman is mean, or she's coming off cold, or whatever the case may be, then you know for sure that's not your person.
Right.
Easy kill right there. Next.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. So go ahead. I'm sorry. Say it again.
The man should be like, I can't even talk to her. This is not nobody I want to spend time with, try to court or anything.
Right. So do you think attractive women experience more loneliness than the average looking woman?
I would say yes.
I agree. I agree with that. Because you have to admit, being overlooked socially, because people always, like you say, they always assume that you're taken because because of the physical and the way you look. So men automatically assume, oh well, I'm pretty sure somebody got her already, or she talking to somebody already. And 9 times out of 10, that might not even be the case.
But what's the harm in asking it? So
That's
that's what you
true.
said. So you got that much fear of rejection that you can't even ask a simple question. Excuse me, miss, you are so beautiful. Are you taken? I just wanted to know. What's wrong with that?
There's nothing wrong. I don't see anything wrong with it. I mean, but
Right.
you do have people out here that they can't. Well, I ain't gonna say can't. I'm gonna say they don't like the
They
word
can't
no.
handle rejection.
Right.
Exactly.
They don't like to hear no. You know what I'm saying? So it all boils down to the fear of being rejected. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. But guess what? But on the flip side of if it's a beautiful woman and nobody really says nothing to her, isn't she being rejected out of assumption? Because nobody ever says anything to her.
Facts. That's true. That's true. But like I say, it happens a lot. I've seen it. I witnessed it. To where people opposed to a man or a woman walking past a man, opposed to that man saying something to her because he thought she was attractive or
Right.
he thought she was beautiful, and he'd wait till she walked past, then look back, opposed to,
Right.
like you saying something to her up front. To
Right.
if this is what if it sparks some type of interest for you.
Right. I remember I was out one time and it was three guys. They were standing together and they were just looking. And I'm like, you know, I know people view me differently than I see myself. I don't see myself for the way I look because I do my own hair, my own makeup. I get up and get dressed. Like to me, that's normal. That's just me. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So I be in my head about my personality, cracking myself up, trying to learn something new to just keep being more intelligent on things and stuff like that. So those are the things that I kind of lead with. But when people see me, when they see anybody, they only see the outer shell first. You know what I'm saying? So that's what they go by. But the three guys were standing and they were just staring. And I walked over there to them. I'm like, what the hell y'all looking at? I was like, baby daddy, where my damn drink at? And they started laughing. I'm like, come on, y'all, let's get a shot. So I had to break the ice.
Right.
Like, you cool as hell. But for the woman that don't want to be assertive, I just learned how to do that with people like, hey, y'all look fine. Like, what y'all doing? Or y'all in the doghouse? Why y'all all outside together? And they just something to make them laugh. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right. Right.
Like, lighten up. It's cool.
But do you think men? Let me see. Do you think men are intimidated by the beauty or what they think comes with it?
It could be both, or it could be that they don't think some men don't think they measure up to even having a woman like that. I responded to somebody who, came through my DMs and stuff like that or whatever. He's like, I never even thought nobody that looked like you would ever even talk to me, just even respond back. I'm like, what that mean?
Right.
Like to me, you're a person first. I may not be interested, but I still value you as a person.
Right. Well,
It's
like I
always
said,
somebody trying to take me out, and I'll say, I really appreciate, expressing how you felt or whatever. Right now, I'm not looking for anything. I'm focused on this, or right now, I'm not dating or whatever. But thank you, or I'm not interested, whatever. I'm still straightforward, but I'm still saying it in a kind way.
but like I said, it's more or less like I said, it's fear. You know,
I can agree.
men hate to be turned down. They hate to be shot down, and in the way society is today, the way these women talk to men today, you know,
Right.
that no may turn into some physical altercation. You know what I
But
mean?
guess what, man? You done already been told no more than 5 times. So guess what? One more ain't gonna hurt you. This might be the woman of your dreams. Damn it, you better say something. Be assertive. Like there's nothing like a sure man. I'm telling you, it could be the man that got all the money, got everybody all around him, got all the clout or whatever, and you get that one man that comes up and like, hey, Miss Lady, what's going on? Can we go to the bar and have a drink, or are you here with somebody or whatever? And that might be just what she's looking for. I'm telling you, as a woman.
Right. Right. So, do you think women prefer being approached or do they enjoy the mystery of being admired from afar?
I think it's a little bit of both.
Right.
But I think we enjoy being approached. But what they do, they send their friends over there. And I tell them, are you trying to talk to me? Because how your friend a grown man and he can't come get what he want or even take the approach like he's sending you. So if I say, well, since you came over here, I'm just gonna talk to you because you was the man who had enough,
Enough. Right. Right.
assertiveness, to step to me or whatever. Like, so that's what I'm saying. So if you can't even come talk, how you gonna protect me? Like you can't speak for yourself?
Right.
And something like that. That leadership, that assertiveness, that masculine presence, that's what women look for.
Right. Because and the wrong approach is worse than no approach at all.
Right.
So but it happens though. It happens. It happens quite often. Because like I said
Right.
before, they prefer to wait till you walk past than look back at you
Yeah.
versus stopping you in your tracks. Like you say, you just never know
Yeah.
what the situation may be.
But I know everybody is not as attentive and caring as I am.
Right.
So envy women talking about get your goof, you know?
Right. 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 Absolutely. That's what I'm talking about. That's why I say
So
these women today, in a lot would be an altercation just because you try to stop them and say, how nice you look. You know what I'm saying? It'll turn out to be something
so
physical. Go
for the
ahead.
ladies, stop disrespecting people. He may not be your cup of tea, but he's still a man. Stop talking to these men crazy. I'm not giving nobody no pass to this and that, but I just feel like it needs to be a little more respect and a little more coof about it. So if you're a woman and you hold yourself in a certain regard or whatever, just politely smile and say no thank you. That's it. You ain't even gotta go into all this and that. He should take the no thank you and go on about his business. But sometimes the men be messed up with that too, because I smile and talk to him, even give it a few minutes and still say no thank you, and then I'm getting called the funky bee, you know?
Right. 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 So,
So
so do you honestly think women can be too pretty to date normally?
be talking about, am I married? Do I still live in the city? Just all the things or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't really be out like that. And where the hell you been at? Who let you outside? And I'm
Right.
like, I'm grown. I just carry myself in a certain way. And I be in the bed at 8:30 because I'm an early riser and I like to be productive. I like to get a lot of things done in an earlier part of my day. My body start winding down at 5 o'clock, you know?
Right. Right. Do you think social media amplify this effect?
Absolutely. Because, baby, these baddies and these influencers, whoever on here, you can't tell them they stuff don't stink and the sky ain't blue, yellow, green, or purple or orange.
Right. Because, like I say, when you try to DM one of them, it's like the validation make men think she's too busy for real life, to real life attention. I'm trying to say, you know, like you said earlier, the guy said to you that he's surprised that you replied back because they're not used to getting that reply back.
Right.
And
But
then
I'm
you
like,
can
for
see
him to
they
say, he
looked at
said,
the message.
right. But he said, I thought you was going to be mean. I'm looking at chicken salad. So I'm looking down, reading the ingredients. So that's not a mean face. I'm trying to see what's in here and if it's okay for me to eat it. So
Right,
then he doubled back once he walked past, like you said, he doubled back.
right.
It
That's
was
what
like,
they do.
excuse me. So I guess he got his nerves together.
Or figure out what he wanted to say to you.
It still was, hey, Miss Lady, how you doing? So you should have just said that in the first place.
Right. So I'm gonna pose this question because the way the guy said you was looking. Now, do you
Okay.
think women purposely give off that don't approach me look or that
I
don't
believe
approach me
so.
energy?
I believe so. I can believe that. That's why I was like, there's nothing, ain't nothing set in stone. Everything that we're discussing, all of it could possibly happen and be true. And it has been.
Right, right. Because sometimes it can be a defense mechanism. You
Right.
know, women use that as a defense mechanism to keep unwanted attention away. But other
Right.
times it can also be misread.
Right.
Like you said, what your situation was.
Right.
It was just totally misread.
Right.
What's the difference between being admired and being approached?
Being admired, you can look at somebody from afar.
Okay.
Like he could have been in the store but still looking at me like, she looks nice. That's admiring somebody from afar.
Okay.
Approaching is you actually, having the guts to come up and say, hey, how you doing, to interact with somebody. Like at the
Right.
end of the day, we all people out here. A conversation ain't gonna kill nobody. A hello and a smile ain't gonna kill. It's not gonna ruin your day, ma'am or sir.
Right. Right. Well, I'm gonna say this. Admiring. I think it's more of a passive. It's passive. Admiration is passive.
I can agree with that.
Approaching someone takes a risk, and it
Right.
also have. Most men to not take that risk, they prefer to admire from afar.
Right.
So
Right.
once again, it all goes back down to the risk factor.
Right. But don't get mad if that other man walk past. And it's usually these YNs. Baby, they ain't got no shame in their game. Excuse
Man,
me,
they
Miss
they
Lady, you
they they
fine
trying
as
to raise
you
you up.
fine as F. Look, they tell me, excuse me, Miss Lady, you fine as F. They don't care about the approach to delivery. They just coming on strong, baby. Like, what's up?
Oh
I'm
man.
talking over time. This guy said, I'm gonna block you in next time. You gonna have to talk to me to get out.
Oh shit.
I said,
Oh
boy, if you don't
shit.
get the hell out of my way, I'm sorry, Miss Lady, but can I take you out though? You is still fine as hell though.
Well, that's wild.
I just laugh at them because they be funny. I be like, you cute.
Looking to boost your brand? Advertise with Situations, the podcast where real-life stories meet real-time conversations. Reach engaged listeners and grow your business today.
Okay, well, let me ask you this. Do you think women are more selective because of beauty or because of experience?
I would say because of beauty, if they shallow. Because of experience, if they seasoned. Because if you're a beautiful woman, you done kissed a few toes. And that beautiful woman might have said, you know what? I'm way too fat to even be dealing with stuff like this.
Absolutely. And make you
You
have
know
to
what I'm
raise the
saying?
bar.
It's like I done gave you a chance and you trying to act like it ain't is what it is over here.
Right. Well, so let me say this. Do you think beauty come with a hidden tax?
I just depend. I think it depends on the person because for some women, they don't care about that extra tax or the different things that you're doing. Some women want the intangible things. They want your time. They want your attention. They want you to be present. They want you to communicate effectively. They want you to show up. You could send somebody some damn money or go buy them something, and you could buy the five girls the same damn thing. You see what I'm saying? But nobody's still getting your time. For that other woman that's saying, "Now, nigga, keep the money. Be at the front door at 7." He has to be more accountable.
Right. So I'm gonna ask you this one more question, and then what I'm gonna do is we're gonna run the clip. That way the people can see exactly what's being said. But like I said before, this is from a male's perspective. So,
Yeah, because I want to hear it too.
right. So let me ask you this: why do you think men think pretty women are high maintenance?
I don't know. Maybe because of how some carry themselves. Maybe how some dress. When they look at, if you always see a woman that's well put together, it's like how could she not be high maintenance? Because I've gotten it, but I'm like, I do my own everything.
Right.
A person to see me and be like, damn, her hair always done, her makeup done, her eyebrows done, her nails done, or whatever. And I ain't spent a dime or a few dollars to, buy the polish or hair products that I want, but I'm doing it all myself. So that's not high maintenance.
Right. Okay. Well, I'm gonna run this clip, and that way you guys can have a general idea the perspective that was given from this male in regards to the topic we speak on today.
Okay.
The other day I put up a post talking about pretty women. I said, the prettier the woman, the less likely she is to be approached. So if you see her, get at her. Just say hello. I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't expect to see so many men have so much disdain for women. I didn't know that. I didn't know it was so many men that hate women. I seen people write in the comments, grown men write in the comments, if she pretty, she want too much. If she pretty, she evil. If she pretty, she mean. If she pretty, she not a good person. If she pretty, she gonna ruin your life. I said, man, a lot of y'all dudes have been hurt. A lot of y'all dudes got low self-esteem. A lot of y'all sound envious of women.
Okay.
Ew!
After hearing that, and once again, that was a male perspective, how do you feel about what was said?
I said I can agree with it. I'm not gonna say 100%, but I can agree with it because I've been in relationships and what somebody else did, I had to pay for it.
Okay.
But it was like my pretty was different. You know what I'm saying? Because I came with characteristics or other different stuff. But it's like they try to categorize and treat you all the same. I don't think that's fair.
Right. But do you think beauty can be a curse in a relationship?
Absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely. I was in a relationship before, and I be excited about the person that I'm with, and the man said he was taking me on a date. So I had him, I was over to my friend's house and I had him meet me over there. And so I had just got dressed, so when he came pick me up from there, I was already dressed. And he was like, where the hell you been at?
Right.
I'm like, you said you was taking me out on a date. I put this on for you. So when we going out, like everybody's complimenting me and stuff like that. And I'm just saying thank you and smiling. That's it. He like, I'm sick of this shit. He said, everywhere we go, somebody, I like your hair. I like your clothes. I like your eyebrows. I like your makeup. I like your nails. I like your shoes. I'm sick of it. And I'm like, wow. And that man told me, you ain't ever going to be shit in life. That's what he told me.
So what did that come from though? How did that equate to that?
And nothing to these people. I just said thank you when the people said something to me and complimented me. So what did I do?
Right. Unbelievable.
That's I'm like, that wasn't a me issue. That was him internally dealing with some stuff that he probably dealt with somebody else or something, and he just categorized all women after that. So
Insecurities.
yeah, and if those men feel like that, then why do you keep going after the pretty woman?
Right. Right. But let me say this though. To avoid situations like that, do you think women oftentimes lower their standards just to be seen?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Or to just feel like, because I know I've done it. Um, just you pretty much dumbing yourself down in a sense, being around, dating certain men or being around, different friendships or circles or whatever, because she think you keep hearing she thinks she all that, she thinks she did, and now you find yourself trying to prove to people that you more than just a pretty face.
Right.
And
Right.
you end up getting hurt because you all that you trying to prove, they still don't even believe what you showing them, and you can be doing great things.
Absolutely.
So I'm like, I'm not doing it no more. If you think I'm pretty, if you think I'm all that in the bag of chips, and you think I'm effed up or whatever, like whatever your assumption is, just carry on. Stay over there.
Okay, well, let me ask you this then. Do you think men chase the beauty or the validation of winning her?
Both, because his ego is still involved, and he's looking at she's gonna make him look good. Because how many men have you say, man, she get on my nerves, or dang, she don't cook, clean, or do nothing, but she bad as hell. You see what I'm saying? It's like y'all
Right.
keep setting y'all self up for these rotten apples. They look good on the outside, but they rotten on the inside. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? There's no soul food. You getting fast food. And so when you do that, when you come across a woman that is beautiful on the outside, plus she got all the extra stuff that you need to feed your spirit, you don't want her, or you try to lump her in, or
But you
she end up
know,
getting hurt.
right. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Know what I'm saying? Or she end up getting hurt from your last experience because you
Right.
saying they all the same.
But you know what I'm gonna say? I think many men chase the flex, not the woman.
That's what
Because
I'm
once they
saying.
get her, what they did to get her, they don't keep her.
Right. But that's why I said she gonna look good on my arm. So, but still, every time they go out, is well, make sure you look nice, or babe, wear that, this and that. Yeah, and then so when the friends is dapping him up, man, your chick bad every time they see him or whatever. But yeah, it makes him look good on the outside, but then he's neglecting her or whatever he's doing, behind closed doors.
So when beautiful women are present, why do men automatically assume they're taken?
Because how could you be that fine and be single? You got somebody hitting it, somebody doing something, somebody
Right.
buying you lunch, somebody. It
Right.
is, and
Somebody
and
doing
that's what you
something
get.
right. Right. Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right.
But the
Because
whole thing is,
go ahead. Go ahead, then. Finish your statement.
even if they was, you're a single man out here. You dating multiple people. You doing this. That's why it's called dating.
Right.
So you find somebody you serious about.
So do you think the prettier the woman is, the less authentic love she'll receive?
In some instances, yes,
Okay.
because she's objectified from the way that she looks. Not if she's smart. Not that she needs love, or she's a sensitive woman. She's nurturing. She can cook, and maybe help do your taxes, or help elevate your finances, or just keep a balance. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
they just be caring about how you look.
Right. So, how can men unlearn fear around approaching beautiful women? What do you think has to be done?
I think us having these conversations help, these different podcasts and stuff out here. And I think there should be more settings, where gatherings where men and women are present, not being opposition against one another, and actually sitting in the room playing games, eating. When the Sunday footballs come on after the game or whatever, just get Jenga, get some card games or something or whatever, and just start dialogue and conversation, and actually have the conversation face to face and respectfully.
Right.
Because all that battle of the sexes, this and that, we all need each other. Men need women and women need men. We both have something. A woman cannot be masculine. I don't give a damn how much money she makes. This and that. You still a woman.
Right.
So that masculine presence and energy is needed. The feminine energy of nurturing, a woman being nurturing and caring and all of that, that's needed. I don't care how they try to slice it. They try to do all this, whatever, but it's needed.
Right.
Y'all
There you
fix
have
it.
it. Y'all heard it from a woman perspective.
Yes, fix it.
I know, right?
You are now watching Situations, the podcast, where nothing is off limits.
Okay. I think we getting through these too quick. I think these are too easy.
They are.
But what I'm gonna do at this time, for those of you that may just now be tuning in and catching the ass end of this conversation, I'm gonna run the clip back one more time. That way, you guys can have a general idea of what we speak of and what the title of the topic or the show, of today's show.
The other day I put up a post talking about pretty women. I said, the prettier the woman, the less likely she is to be approached. So if you see her, get at her. Just say hello. I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't expect to see so many men have so much disdain for women. I didn't know that. I didn't know it was so many men that hate women. I seen people write in the comments, grown men write in the comments, if she pretty, she want too much. If she pretty, she evil. If she pretty, she mean. If she pretty, she not a good person. If she pretty, she gonna ruin your life. I said, man, a lot of y'all dudes have been hurt. A lot of y'all dudes got low self-esteem. A lot of y'all sound envious of women.
Okay. For those of you that may just not be tuning in, that's the topic of today's show. The prettier is, the less likely she is to be approached. Give us your feedback, drop it in the comments. Tell us why you think this may be true, whether it's true or not. Tell us how you feel about it. And Tiana, I'm gonna pose one more question to you, and this pretty much should conclude today's show. Okay.
Okay. But for the men, I definitely want y'all to chime in. Like, please, I want to hear y'all response, because that's the whole thing. If y'all just coming off like y'all attacking women in the comments, that doesn't help. We need your honest opinion, and you need to be speaking to some of these women that you're dealing with. Don't suppress it. And now you come in at, getting on the internet in attack mode. No, address the person, address the stuff while you're going through it. Don't suppress it.
Right.
The truth gonna set you free. It is.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna pose this question.
Okay.
What do you think is the real reason the prettiest women get approached the less? And I based that off something he said in his statement. What do you think the real reason is?
Insecure men.
Fellas, I'm going to ask you guys that same question. I'm going to pose the same question to you guys. In the comments, I want to know what's the real reason. Tell us the real reason behind what we spoke about today. Tell us the real reason why you guys will not approach the prettiest woman. I just don't know how you feel about this. And we definitely reply to all comments. So, let's get involved, and let's hear how you think about this subject.
And my whole thing is view every individual separately. Because if you meet me, I'm different than the other woman that you've been around or dated. You see what I'm saying? And if you meet another woman, she's different. Stop running with that narrative, all women the same, and stop categorizing everybody, because that's why you're gonna keep getting the same results that you got. People different out here. People moving different out here.
Right.
If you want something different, you have to have a different approach. That's it.
And a different mindset.
Right.
Absolutely. I agree with
And
that.
if you
100%.
lead with the mindset that all of them the same, they all gold diggers, you ain't gonna get nothing. Guess what? That's what you're gonna attract, because you already putting that frequency out there. Say, I'm finna go out. I'm finna have an amazing time. I might meet a beautiful young lady tonight, and I hope she cool as hell. That's all it takes. Like, y'all making this stuff too hard.
Well, once again, we like to hear y'all. We like to have your feedback. Tell us what you think. Tell us how you feel about today's show. Tell us how you feel about the topic. And, we definitely going to reply to all comments. Okay.
Thank you guys for tuning in to today's show. We greatly appreciated it. We look forward to seeing you next Sunday for another amazing episode of Situations, the podcast.
Okay, everyone. That's going to conclude today's show. We appreciate you guys tuning in. Once again, I want to say thank you guys for rocking with us. Continue to like and share, subscribe, and become part of the Situation, the podcast family. Once again, my name is Kelvin. I'm your host of Juiciest, the podcast.
And I'm your co-host, Miss Tiana.
We'll see you guys next week. Peace.
See you next week.